Dear respected Thầy, dear venerables, dear brothers and sisters, and dear friends, today is the 6th of April, the year 2025. We are in the Assembly of Stars Meditational Dharma Temple, Lower Hamlet. We will start with the 3 sounds of the bell, so I would like to invite everyone to sit beautifully and relaxingly. You can shake your shoulders a little bit to make sure that you are relaxed. And smile to yourself. Smile to your smile. And breathe as whole body. And let the bell penetrate in every cell in your body. Dear respected Thầy, dear venerables, dear brothers and sisters, and dear friends, today we welcome the friends from New Hamlet who join in the educator retreats. And at Lower Hamlet, we also have friends who join the calligraphy retreats. And we would like to welcome all to Lower Hamlet to practice the mindfulness day together. And we are in springtime. Do you enjoy spring? Yeah, it's very beautiful. Do you enjoy bird singing? Many kinds of flowers are blooming. I remember that in the Hermitage, where our teacher stayed, there is magnolia tree, and it blooms every year. And every year, when it bloomed, Thầy, our teacher, always invited our monastic brother and sister to come to enjoy and to take the picture together with Thầy, our teacher, and with magnolia. And he was so happy, and we also were very happy. And we was happy as if it is the first time he saw magnolia blooming. Even it blooms every year. And every hamlet we have lotus pond. And it also blooms every year. If you come here in summer, you will see the lotus blooming. And Thầy always asks us, has lotus at Lower Hamlet bloomed yet? How many lotus has bloomed already? And I'm sure that they ask the same question with other Hamlet too, New Hamlet and Upper Hamlet. And he made us always present for the lotus, to see if the lotus bloomed or not yet. To announce Thầy, Thầy, today the lotus in Lower Hamlet already bloomed. Thầy, today there are three lotuses blooming. And we are very happy. We were very happy and eager to let Thầy know that the lotus were blooming. Thầy always made us to be present. The wonders of life are always there for us. But are we present for the wonders? If we are not present, we cannot enjoy the wonders of life. In spring, about maybe this month, April, there is a cuckoo. And every time it calls cuckoo, cuckoo. They say that every time you hear the cuckoo, it is a calling from me, from Thầy, our teacher. And every time I hear the cuckoo, I go back to myself and enjoy it. Enjoy the cuckoo as if I enjoy Thầy calling. Thầy calling me. This is the cuckoo calling us back to the present moment, to enjoy silence inside. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy every time I hear cuckoo calling. And it is my practice. My practice is to be present, to nourish myself with the beauty, with the nature, with the birds singing, with everything. This is a poem I made when I enjoy the nature. And I feel very grateful for the nature, for all conditions that nourish me. I nourish myself with rivers, with mountains, with endless fields where storks fly freely, with vast beaches where long footprints stretch on deserted shores, with quiet nights where the moon and stars shine brightly. I nourish myself with rolling hills where morning mist drapes the land, with the rosy glow of dawn appearing every early morning, with fields of flowers in each season, with village roads which were imprinted from my childhood. I nourish myself with dreams of thousands of years of countless generations. Early morning birds joyously call each other. spreading good news in all directions, with verses and melodies, with innocent smiles, with loyal hearts, with love of friends. I nourish myself with boundless things, with footsteps of Thầy, our teacher, with breath of my parents, with lifeblood of all ancestors. Is there any existence that does not shape life within me? Sitting here, I feel full of gratitude to our teacher. I may change the topic. I nourish myself with many elements, with boundless things, the beauty, the nature, my parents, my ancestors, but mostly by my teacher. He guided me on this path. He showed me the way. Thanks to him, I can live happily. And going through much suffering and difficulty, I see that happiness is the best thing, is the most important thing for us. Do you agree? You want to live happy life? Yes. They show us the way and help us to enjoy life, to enjoy the beauty, to nourish us. And to help us to live happily, we have to understand our mind. If we understand our mind, we can live happily, much easier. So I would like to explain a little bit about our mind, how our mind works. Our mind simply has two parts. The upper part we call mind consciousness. And under part we call star consciousness. In star consciousness, it stores all kinds of seeds. The negative seeds and also positive seeds, the sufferings and also happiness, mindfulness and unmindfulness, understanding, forgive, also hatred, despair, fear, all kinds of seeds is stored here. You are sitting here, you feel peaceful. But it doesn't mean that anxiety is not in you. Anxiety is also in you, in store consciousness. It's like deep in subconsciousness. Now you are very peaceful, you feel full of love, but it doesn't mean that anger is not in you. When someone says something, it triggers the seed of anger, and anger may manifest in the mind's consciousness. So all kinds of seeds is there in your store consciousness, and when it's triggered, it's come up. And when we see things, we look at things. When we hear, when we smell, when we taste, when we touch, and when we think, it can trigger the seeds here. It can trigger the fear, and the fear manifests in your mind. For example, when you see strange person appear in the hamlet, and you may feel fearful, because in the past, maybe you encountered the difficult situation with strange people, and now we see strange people appear, you feel fearful because we don't know what he will doing. And it's also when you hear or you smell, it can touch the seeds. Maybe the happiness, or maybe loving kindness, or understanding. And inside of you, something come up and it's blooming as flower. For example, when you see someone suffering and you would like to help, so loving kindness and compassion inside of you will come up and it's blooming, and you have a lot of energy to help people. You will have a lot of energy and you are blooming as flower. Or when you see the flower, you see the beauty of spring, it can also touch the seeds here, and the seed comes up, and it's also bloom. You feel very happy. Even you don't do anything yet, but the beauty of nature can nourish you and touch the seeds here, and it manifests, and you feel, wow, I'm very happy, very spacious. And with the practice, if the fear comes up, the anger comes up, despair comes up, we invite the mindfulness come up to embrace the fear. The mindfulness is cultivated by our daily action. When we brush our teeth, we are aware that we are brushing our teeth. When we take a walk, we are aware that we are walking. Be aware of every step we make. Simple like that. But we are cultivating mindfulness. When we are eating, we enjoy eating. Pay attention 100% to our food and enjoy the juice. When we write calligraphy, aware of the movement of our hands, it is mindfulness. We are aware of our body, aware of our breathing, aware of our mind. And when we are aware of our body, aware of our breathing, we bring our mind back to our body too. Make us to be present. So it is a way we cultivate mindfulness. It's very simple. But it creates a strong energy, help us to be present, help us to concentrate in the thing that we are doing. And we always go back to mindfulness, go back to simple action. No matter how long you practice, no matter how experienced you have in the practice, always go back there. Go back to your step. I have arrived, I am home, and enjoy a step solidly. Every step is healing. Every step is nourishing. So we cultivate mindfulness in order that when the anger comes up or fears comes up, you have energy, you are strong enough to embrace the fear. And when you embrace the fear for a while, you can smile to your fear and you become happy. And you let the fear come down to the store consciousness. And when you embrace your fear, your anger with the mindfulness, you make the seed here become smaller, or weaker and weaker. If you don't take care of it, it becomes stronger in store consciousness, and every time you hear something, maybe from the news, you feel very fearful. When you see something strangely, you feel fearful. Or when something happens that you don't like, you feel angry easily. So we have to use mindfulness to embrace our emotion in order that the roots, the seeds here, become weaker and weaker. So it is why with the practice we have to be careful with watering the seeds in the store consciousness. What we are in touch, what we are in contact is very important because it can water the seeds here. What you see, what you look at, what you hear, the news, the conversation can water the seeds in your stored consciousness and it manifests on the mind consciousness. So with the practice, we have to diligent. We are diligent in watering the good seeds. Diligence in the practice is not to do sitting meditation for 10 hours, day after day. No, it's not like that. But diligence in watering the good seeds. We have to water the good seeds in order that it can manifest in the mind consciousness. And when it manifests in mind consciousness, it will make the seeds in stored consciousness become stronger. Why do you suffer easily? Because the seeds of suffering may be too strong in your stored consciousness. So whatever happened to you, to your beloved one, you worry and you suffer. But why are you happy easily? Because the seeds of joy and happiness may be strong in your stored consciousness. So you will be happy easily. When you hear the birds singing, you feel happy. When you see the flower blooming, you feel happy. Because the seeds here is very strong. So with the practice, we water the good seeds in order that it can manifest in the mind consciousness. And if it manifests already, we keep it there as long as possible. Like when you are happy, let that happiness penetrate in every cell of your body. Don't let that moment pass quickly. And you can remember that moment again and again and again. It is also mindfulness. Mindfulness is to remember. We remember the happy moment in order that we can happy again and again and again. The moment when Thầy invited us to come to the hermitage to take the picture, I remember forever. The moment when he asked us if the lotus bloom or not yet, made me remember forever and made me happy. So we can keep our happiness as long as possible. We can remember it again and again and again. If it doesn't manifest, we water them to let them manifest. It manifests already, we keep it there as long as possible. And if the negative is manifest already, we use the mindfulness to embrace it in order that it can come down as soon as possible. And when it doesn't come up yet, we practice in such a way that we don't let them come up. And what happens if we water the good seeds? So the good seeds will manifest. Many flowers will bloom in your hearts, in the garden of your mind. And when we water the good seeds, it will occupy your stored consciousness. So this is the way we encourage our children and grandchildren do it. And when they water the good seeds, they do the good thing, they don't have time to do the negative thing. When our children and grandchildren addicted in game, maybe they don't have other things to do. They don't have anything that they feel inspired to do. So we have to inspire them to do the good thing in order that is water the good seed inside of them. So it is the simple ways to explain our mind. But of course, eyes consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, it all water the seed install consciousness. It also impact out of our whole mind and body. And even thinking, my consciousness can water, can touch, can trigger the seed install consciousness. What we think can nourish ourselves and can also destroy ourselves. So thinking is also very important. And we also have manas. Manas also belong to consciousness. Manas is survival instinct. It has tendency to grab, to appropriating. Like when we come here at Plum Village, we practice it. And Lower Hamlet doesn't belong to anyone. But when we stay for a while, Lower Hamlet becomes to us. We have tendency to grab. That is our Hamlet. That is my place. That is my bed. That is my table. That is my space. Nobody can touch it. So it is a tendency of manas. It's grabbing and protect the self. It is the survival instinct. And manas has tendency to seek for pleasure. First, it is appropriating thing, grabbing. Second, seeking pleasure. Seeking the sensual desire. In the discourse on youth and happiness, the Buddha said that in the joy associated with sexual desire, there is little sweetness and much bitterness. Tiny benefits, yet great potential for disaster. But why? Why seeking? Why manas want to seek for pleasure? Because it doesn't know the danger of seeking pleasure. Like the fish, when they see the bait, they just catch it, eat it, because they don't know in the bait there's the hook. So it is the same. Seeking pleasure is very dangerous. It can be satisfies us for a time, it maybe lead us to disaster. So we have to be very careful. Because manas work, function based on ignorance, based on craving. It never feels fulfilled. And it's seeking pleasure because it is ignoring the danger of seeking pleasure. And madnas have tendency to run away from suffering, avoiding suffering. When we suffer, we feel lonely, we feel depressed. We try to do something. We can open the fridge to get something to eat. We go on the internet to watch the film or the news because we don't want to face to ourselves. We don't want to deal with our suffering. So it is why we run away from our suffering. And if we run away from our suffering, we never transform our suffering. We only can transform our suffering when we understand our suffering. We understand the roots, the causes of our suffering. And if we want to understand our suffering, we have to be present with our suffering. Even sometimes when we face to our suffering, it's more painful than we run away from our suffering. Right? If you had this kind of experience, yeah. But be there to embrace, because now you have mindfulness to embrace the suffering. So please don't be afraid of your suffering. Just be there to embrace it and soothe it. And then slowly, slowly you calm down and you will understand the suffering. You understand the roots, the causes of suffering, and you will find the way out of suffering. But manas doesn't know that. Manas always running from the suffering or avoiding. And why? Why it avoids suffering? Because it doesn't know the goodness of suffering. Thanks to suffering, we know the practice. Thanks to suffering, we come here to practice. Is there anyone among of us who came to Plum Village for the first time because of your suffering? Many, almost everyone came to Plum Village for the first time because of their suffering. So thanks to suffering, we find the way. Thanks to the suffering, we go in the good direction, in the right direction. If we don't suffer, we may not come here. So suffering is good. And thanks to suffering, we can understand people. If you don't go through the suffering, I don't think that we can understand the people who suffer. But because we go through the suffering, so it is why we feel compassion. We feel compassionate when we see someone who is suffering. If we don't have the toothache, we don't feel that without toothache is already make us happy, right? So when we suffer, please don't worry too much about your suffering. But be aware that you'll find the way out. My insight always come from my suffering. But please be careful, because suffering too much can make you down. But for me, when I suffer, I go back to myself. Take care of myself. Take care of my mind. And because I go back to myself, take care of my mind, so it is why my mind calms down. My mind becomes peaceful. And when it at peace, the inside will come up. So it is why when I suffer, I say to myself that I'm carrying a baby up inside in me. And one day it will come up. One day it will appear. And because I think like that, I feel release. I feel release of my suffering. Our teacher used to say that the suffering is the essence to bring happiness. Suffering is the substance to bring happiness. And I say to myself, if the suffering is the substance to bring happiness, why I'm not happy with my suffering? And with that awareness, the suffering is gone. And sometimes we suffer because of our idea, because the tendency of grabbing. So if we have the capacity to let go, to release, we are free, we are liberated. So, if we practice well, suffering will bring you much happiness. Deeper suffering, deeper happiness. When you go through the deep suffering and you overcome it, you feel so fast. The sky is so immense, the space is so vast, and you enjoy it. And you feel that you don't want to change anything with your happiness. with the space inside. So when the manas manifest, we have to be aware, use the mind consciousness, use the mindfulness to be aware that it is because of grasping, because of ignorance, because of craving, in order that we can light up the light of mindfulness. We use the mindfulness to shine on us, to show us the way. That is the function of manas. So when I have tendency to grab something, I say to myself, be careful, it is ignorance. And when I'm aware like that, I can let go. When I have tendency to run away from my suffering, I say that, it is manas working. It is ignorance. I don't want to live with my ignorance. I want to live with the insight. And when I say to myself like that, I can let go. So awareness helps you to let go. The Buddha and also our teachers say that there is nothing can survive without food. If we are happy because we know how to nourish ourselves with the happy elements, we nourish ourselves with mindfulness, with the practice, with the beauty, and we suffer because we nourish ourselves with maybe negative thinking, with conversations, with news that make us suffer. And we feed ourselves every day with kind of food. So if you want to live happily, you have to nourish yourself with the happy element, with joyful element. And the Buddha taught us the 4 nutriments. Is that correct? Ông có ổn. And the first nutriment is edible food. Edible food is the kind of food that we bring to our body by mouth, like vegetable, like food that we can eat, the drink. And it can bring us joy or happiness. Some kind of food help us to be healthy, but some kinds of food make us unhealthy. So we have to be aware of the food we bring to our body. We try to eat in such a way that nourish our body every day. The drink also. I think that we have to learn about in order that it can nourish our body. We never stop to learn how to nourish our body. And the second is sense impression. Sense impression It's the food that we nourish our body by our eyes, by our ear, nose. It's like to explain. It's also the kind of fruit because it can bring us joy, happiness, or suffering. So we have to be careful what we hear, what we see, what we smell. And the third one is volition. Our volition can bring us happiness or can bring us suffering. It depends on us. So we should ask ourselves the question, what is the purpose of our life? Do we live happy life? Do we satisfy with our life? Anyone who feel satisfied with our life, with your life? Yes, sir. Don't wait until you retire to enjoy life. It's too late. You have to enjoy your life in every moment, in the present moment. As a monastic, we don't retire. We live, we practice, we serve whole life because we're happy and we enjoy doing that. We enjoy practice, we enjoy serving, and we enjoy offering the practice. So we have to ask a question. We have to be authentic with ourselves. Do we satisfy with our life? Do we fulfill with our life? If not, we ask the question, why? Maybe we don't nourish ourselves enough. Do we live our life meaningfully? If we live our life meaningfully, we feel happy. We feel that we are worthy. We offer to people. We bring something good to people. And this volition helps us to have more energy to do, to practice, to continue on the path we walk on. And it is also our career. What we offer to students. Do we offer our students joy and happiness, or only knowledge? In fact, that nowadays, the children, grandchildren, students can look for, can find out the information, the knowledge on internet by AI. But what they need is our energy of love, of understanding, of joy, of happiness. And Thầy, our teacher, used to say that we have to create the school, the class in such a way that it's become family, in order that we can offer students the second chance. Because some students, they are not happy with their family. And if they are not happy with family, when they come to school, they feel happy. They feel it is their home and they can enjoy it. Not only school, not only in class, but anywhere in our workplace, we can turn that area into family in order that when people come, they enjoy it. Like the way you come here at Plum Village, You're happy because you enjoy the spiritual family. So if you can do it for your student, it's very valuable. So joy and happiness is very important. But if you want to offer to students, you have to cultivate it for yourself. But because if we are not joyful, not happy, we cannot offer happiness and joy to other people. So the practice is always go back to ourselves and cultivate for ourselves before you can offer to other people. So we can do the same for our children and grandchildren. Joy, happiness is the most important thing. And when we use the mindfulness to embrace our emotion, it's not only use the mindfulness to embrace the fear, the anger, but we can use the mindfulness to embrace the joy, the happiness too. And we embrace our joy and happiness with mindfulness. We know that this joy and mindfulness bring benefit to other people or not. Because sometimes we're happy, but we don't bring benefit to other people. So maybe that happiness can be not the good thing. So we always invite the mindfulness up, even with the joy and happiness. And the four kinds of nourishment is consciousness. In consciousness, we have the individual and collective. We have to create the collective energy in such a way that we enjoy it. The people, when they come to Plum Village, they can enjoy because together we create the collective energy. If only one or two persons come to practice, maybe you don't benefit as many people come. So you should create the collective consciousness at your place in such a way that when people come, they enjoy it. They do good things together. They're practicing together. So it is why we should create the local Sangha for us to continue to practice when you go home. And everyone should join the local Sangha in order that we can maintain the practice. And the collective energy is very important. Even we do the good thing, but as the individual, we cannot bring much benefit for other people. But with the group, with the Sangha, we can bring a lot of benefits to other people. So we can enlarge the collective energy, make it stronger and stronger. So everyone who come here, they contribute into collective energy, and we enjoy it. We feel the energy here is strong because of everyone who come here this week and last week, last month, last years. And as a practitioner, we have to nourish ourselves with meditation if we want to maintain the joy and happiness. So it is why in everyone we should nourish the meditator inside of us. We should practice every day. When you come to Plum Village and you see that the practice help you, so when you go home, try to maintain it. You don't need to apply everything that you learn from Plum Village. Maybe you cannot, but you can choose one of them or few of them in order that you can maintain in your daily life. Maybe sitting still 5 minutes per day, smile when you wake up, brush your teeth in mindfulness, take few minutes to enjoy the nature, or practice relaxation when you go to bed. Simple like that. But it can bring the great result, the good result for yourself. So we have to nourish meditator. Inside of us. And with the meditator, we nourish our mindfulness, concentration, and insight. With mindfulness help you to focus. We suffer because we let our thinking carry us away. What they have said to you, what they have done for you, make you suffer, it already happens in the past, maybe yesterday or last week or last month or last year even. But you still suffer because you let the thinking carry you away. You always stick with the suffering. But with mindfulness, bring you back to your body, help you to concentrate in your body. And because you had the capacity to concentrate in your body, you stop thinking. And when you had the capacity to stop thinking, you end suffering. So mindfulness helps you to concentrate. And with concentration, with mindfulness, you will be at peace and insight will come up. And we have to be aware that our mind has tendency to focus, to direct on the thing that we don't like, or on the thing we really like. And because of that, we suffer. We focus on the thing we like, we love, the people we love, and we grab it, and we suffer. We become too attached to that person, attached to that thing, and we suffer. And the thing, the people we don't like, we also have tendency to focus on that. Our mind is direct on that direction, so it is why we suffer. It is the natural tendency of our mind. So we have to be careful. At the beginning of practice, Thầy always said that you suffer because you suffer, because the suffering in you, not because of that person, not because of the situation, but you suffer because the suffering inside of you is too huge. And I accept it, but inside of me, I still struggle. I say to myself, if that person doesn't say like that, if that person didn't do like that, how can I suffer? I say to myself, when I hear they say that you suffer because the suffering inside of you is huge, I say to myself, if that person didn't say like that, didn't do like that, how can I suffer? And then I analyze, reason, and I say that the suffering is interbeing. We interact because we have the interaction. We interact with other people. So it is why we suffer. And I say to myself, oh, we interact. So it is why that person says something, then something, we suffer. But with the practice, more and more, I realize that it is become because of the tendency of our mind. Our minds always focus or direct to the thing we like or dislike. So it is why we suffer. So it's because our mind. So with the practice, we bring our mind back to our body. We concentrate in our body. Don't pay attention to the thing that you don't like. Don't pay attention to the people that you don't like. You say that people made me tired, that people made me suffer. But still, when that person is not there, you still think of that person, right? Direct on that person. So please bring your mind back to your body. Bring your mind back to your breathing. Bring your mind back to the beauty. Bring your mind back to the present moment. And it is the way we train ourselves. And slowly, slowly, you have the capacity to concentrate. And we do it every day. Please don't on and off. Keep it continuously. Observe your mind to see how your mind works. And another person that we should create in ourselves is warrior. With the warrior, we have to conquer. Is that right? Conquer ourselves. We have to overcome our habit energy. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, though the one who may conquer 1,000 men in battle, yet he indeed the noblest victor who conquer himself. We have to conquer for ourselves. We have to overcome our habit energy. So if we look deeply into ourselves, reflect ourselves to see what kind of habit energy made us suffer. We can conquer 1,000 people in battle, but sometimes we cannot conquer ourselves. There were generals who conquered many battles, many people. But when he came back, face to himself, he cannot conquer himself. And he took his life. There were comedians who made people laugh, who bring people joy. But they couldn't face to themselves. They couldn't conquer themselves, and they took their life. So it is why Embracing our emotion is very important. We have to conquer ourselves. Sit there, enjoy the breathing, and invite many good elements to nourish ourselves. Even the suffering is there, but still we have the joy and happiness, and invite joy and happiness come up and stay there with you. Let your whole body penetrate with joy and happiness. Why you let the suffering penetrate in yourself day after day, year after year, but you don't let joy and happiness penetrate in your body year after year? Please remember your joy. This moment can be forever. It is a way we create the beautiful past in the present moment. Thầy, our teachers always say that we have to create the beautiful past in the present moment. It means that we enjoy deeply the present moment in such a way that in future, when we think back this moment, we are happy. There's some moment happened already in the past, and every time we think of that moment, we are happy, right? Do you have that kind of moment? Yes. So for this moment, for this week, we create such moment for you, in order that in the future, when you think back this moment, these days, you feel happy and nourish yourself again and again and again. And when you are full of joy and happiness, that joy and happiness can transform your suffering, your deep suffering and difficulty. No, don't stay always with your suffering, and don't wait until you transform your suffering to be happy. If you suffer, it's okay. Don't suffer because of your suffering. Don't be angry with your anger. I suffer, just suffering. I'm angry, just anger. If you wait until you transform your suffering to be happy, you never had that moment. So if yourself or your beloved one or your students have some problem, it's okay. Take time. The tree, when it's sick, the tree needs time to be healed. It is the same with our situation. We need time to be healed. Our beloved one need time to be healed too. So release the tension, release the suffering to enjoy life, especially this week. This season, spring, is very beautiful. And also, the third person is artist. The artist who know how to create space inside. The one who know how to enjoy the beauty. the ones who come here because of calligraphy week, I think that you have the artist element inside of you. So please nourish yourself, create space inside, and we ask ourselves, do we have space inside? Do we have inner space? What do you have in your space? Do you have mountain in your space? Do you have rivers in your space? Do you have blue sky in your space? White cloud, birds singing? How big, how vast, how immense your space is. So put more sky, white cloud in your space and enjoy the beauty. The artist have to know how to enjoy the beauty. To enjoy the beauty, you don't need much time. 5 minutes is enough. The last function of mindfulness, it ignores the law of moderation. If you enjoy joy and happiness, but if it's too much, it's not good either, because it's not moderation. Just enough. If you see the practice, oh, I'm so happy, I can do sitting meditation for 10 hours. Maybe it's not good. The key is to keep it on and on and on, but not on and off. If you enjoy the nature and you're very happy and you spend day and night there, day after day, it's not good either. So you have to be moderate in enjoying, even joy and happiness, even the positive thing. We have to be moderate. If we stay up too late, we know that our health is not good, but still, we watch news, even study, maybe it's not good either. So we have to stop. We have to live in moderation. So all these three people in us help us to harmonize ourselves, help us to live in peace and happiness. It is our purpose.